Overview. Our understanding of the complexity of human intelligence and the wide abilities of the human brain is growing, which proves that we are naturally a lot more gifted than we might think. In How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci, 1998, Michael J. Gelb studies master painter and scientist Leonardo da Vinci. Gelb analyzes Da Vinci-based methods for sharpening the senses, using our unique intelligence, and connecting the mind and body with balance. Based on his analysis, he derives 7 principles designed to help anyone develop Da Vincian skills and talents. Think like Leonardo. Although it is difficult to overestimate Leonardo da Vinci's intelligence, a new scientific study indicates that you most likely underestimate your own. You may have an almost limitless capacity for learning and creativity. In the last 20 years, we've learned 95% of what we know about the capacities of the human brain. Our schools, colleges, and businesses are just now beginning to implement this new understanding of human potential. If you want to learn how to think like Leonardo, start by studying the modern understanding of intelligence and results of research into the nature and breadth of your brain's power. Modern psychology research has discovered remarkable facts about the extent of our potential. In addition to extending our understanding of the scope and nature of intelligence, research has established that your brain is considerably better than you think. Appreciating your brain's ability is a perfect starting place for a practical study of Da Vincian thinking. As you think about your brain, consider this. It is more flexible than any software. It can acquire 7 facts every second. It can improve as you age if you use it carefully, and it is not only located in your head, but across all your body. Be a Leonardo. 500 years after the Renaissance, the world is witnessing an even more rapid spread of knowledge, capitalism, and interdependence. Air travel, a realization of one of Da Vinci's dreams, in addition to telephones, computers, television, radio, and the internet, all function together to create a complex network of interconnected data. The value of intellectual capital is multiplied by accelerated change and rising complexity. Individuals with a medieval mindset were left behind during the Renaissance. Industrial-era intellectuals are now facing the threat of extinction in the information age. The world is quickly changing, and you still don't know how this change will affect you. Leonardo da Vinci, the patron saint of independent intellectuals, invites thinkers to reach higher levels of purpose, beauty, and quality in life. Left unfinished. Leonardo da Vinci's life is a complicated masterpiece full of ambiguity and irony. No one else has tried to do so much in so many areas, yet he left much of his work incomplete. He never finished The Last Supper, the Sforza Horse, or the Battle of Anghiari. Only 17 of his works still exist, and several of them remain unfinished. Even though his notebooks included fascinating information, he never compiled and published them as he wanted. Experts have given endless social, economic, religious, political, and psychosexual explanations for Da Vinci's decision to leave so many of his works unfinished. Some have even labeled him as a failure for doing so. On May 2, 1519, Da Vinci died at the age of 67. It is often said that in his final days, Da Vinci was full of remorse and begged God and man to forgive him for leaving so much work undone. However, even toward the end of his life, Leonardo wrote that he would keep going, and he never tired of being useful. 7 key principles can be identified as the foundation of Da Vinci's genius. They are being curious, learning through experience, refining the senses, keeping an open mind, balancing art and science, cultivating physical grace, and whole-brain thinking. In Italian, the 7 principles are curiosito, dimostrazione, sensione, sfumato, arte scienza, corporalita, and concessione. Curiosità. We are all born with curiosità. a yearning to learn stemming from our natural curiosity. The difficulty is learning to use and develop it for our own benefit. Our minds are consumed by an intense search for knowledge, especially during the first years of life. Even as a child, Leonardo had the same deep curiosity about everything around him. Nature fascinated him, and he manifested remarkable skills in drawing and mathematics. Great minds ask confusing and demanding questions throughout their entire lives. Leonardo's thirst for knowledge was never quenched, and his profound interest in anything and everything was never satisfied. Curiosity wasn't limited to his academic studies. It expanded to his daily experiences and the world all around him. Leonardo's deep desire to fully analyze and understand things caused him to study a wide range of topics. For example, his anatomic studies, Leonardo dissected from at least 3 different angles. He studied everything with the same diligence. Great minds always wonder about great questions. Every question that makes your mind think reflects the purpose of your life and influences it. By adopting a Da Vinci-like mindset and curiosity, we expand our world. Dimostrazione. What distinguishes an excellent teacher is the ability to get students to learn on their own. The best teachers are aware that dimostrazione is essential. Leonardo gathered most of his experience from the studio of sculptor and painter Andrea del Verrocchio, who has been labeled as a one-man university of the arts by Serge Bramley, a Da Vinci biographer. Leonardo's remarkable intelligence, curiosity, experience, and independence led him to question most of his time's common beliefs and theories. He exemplified originality and depth of thought. Yet even though he is considered the greatest genius in history, Leonardo often made terrible mistakes, especially when he tried fixing the paint on the Last Supper and the Battle of Anghiari, only to fail tragically. Nevertheless, he never gave up. Despite countless disappointments, failures, and unsuccessful attempts, he never stopped analyzing and learning for a second. He even noted, "Obstacles do not bend me." Sensazione. If you think like Leonardo did, you know that smell, sound, sight, touch, and taste are the key to developing experience. Leonardo firmly believed that the secrets of dimostrazione are discovered through the senses, and sight in particular. Sapere vedere, which translates into knowing how to see, was one of his mottos, and the foundation of both his scientific and artistic work. He combined his acute intelligence with his extensive experience. If you want to think like Leonardo, ask yourself these questions. What is the most beautiful sight I've ever seen? The best sound I've ever heard? The gentlest touch I've felt? How does one sense affect another? Leonardo believed the eye contained all the beauty in the world. By using your beautiful sight, you start developing a more determined vision and deeply appreciate the hidden and visible beauties of the world. Using visualization will sharpen all your senses, stimulate your memory, and help you fulfill your life goals. Visualization was a critical component of Leonardo's learning strategies. Sfumato. As you use your curiosity, experience, and senses, it becomes more important to keep an open mind whenever you face uncertainty, in order to release your buried creative potential. This is the sfumato principle. In Leonardo's quest for beauty, he also had to encounter ugliness in different shapes and forms. He often sketched battles and grotesques right next to flowers. In this way, he contemplated paradoxes and oppositions. As the world keeps changing, ambiguity increases and uncertainty becomes more difficult to acquire. You must learn to succeed despite ambiguity. Rate your tolerance for ambiguity, then explore ways to improve it. You can do some self-assessment and say to yourself things like, "I feel comfortable with ambiguity. I succeed with change. I enjoy every day. I'm aware of myself whenever I feel anxious. I am comfortable with paradox, and I understand the importance of conflict." You can also describe your anxiety and ask, "Are there various forms of anxiety? Exactly where do I feel anxiety? If my anxiety had a physical shape, what would it look like? Make anxiety your theme for one day. Arte Scienza. Those who seek Arte Scienza balance can benefit from studying Leonardo. One of the things that attract intellectuals to him the most is the fact that he was a whole-brain thinker. For example, he stressed that an artist's ability to depict the beauty of the human figure is based on a thorough understanding of anatomy. Curiosità, dimostrazione, sensazione, and sfumato are important principles that can help you reach a balance and stimulate your Da Vincian abilities. But balance can be best achieved through mind mapping. This natural thinking process associates impressions, keywords, and images that float into the mind. As a whole brain method, mind mapping helps you organize and generate your ideas. You can use it for setting a goal, planning your daily routines, and solving your interpersonal problems. Most importantly, mind mapping trains your mind to think with more balance, like Leonardo. Corporalita. Leonardo's remarkable physical gifts were complementary to his artistic and intellectual skills. He was known for his athleticism, physical strength, and dexterity. It's been suggested that his passion for anatomy reflected his own exceptional physical appearance. Leonardo believed every person should be responsible for taking care of their physical health. He urged people to preserve their health by avoiding anger, staying rested and cheerful, exercising often, eating simple food, and chewing well. Do some self-assessment based on Leonardo's advice and ask yourself, how do I regard fitness and coordination between the mind and the body? How much do external factors affect me? How do I see my own body? Connessione. Leonardo always connected and coordinated diverse elements to come up with new patterns. Several of his inventions and drawings were the result of a fun and imaginary coordination of different forms. If you're interested in studying Leonardo and acquiring his methods, then you definitely are seeking connections. Physically, we naturally seek connection between health, sexual union, and affection. Emotionally, we seek love, intimacy, and a feeling of belonging. Intellectually, we seek relationships and patterns that allow us to understand systems. Spiritually, we seek union with the divine. While doing your self-assessment, repeat the following. I like metaphors, similes, and analogies. I connect things in a way other people can't. I sometimes feel connected to all creation, and I can determine system dynamics. Drawing on life. To Leonardo, drawing was essential for painting and learning how to look at things. Drawing represented a lot more than illustration. It was the foundation of both creativity and creation. If you aspire to become and think like Da Vinci, you should learn to draw, in order to enhance your ability to see and create based on what you see. Drawing is an activity that requires action from the body and the mind. Take a second to simply look at anything around you and break whatever you see into curves, dots, squares, triangles, and circles. Knowing that everything you see is made of squares, curves, circles, and triangles helps you appreciate the simplicity of drawing and perceive the world around you. Author's style. Michael J. Gelb's writing is simple, analytical, and highly informative. He draws his inspiration from the skills, experiences, drawings, writings, and findings of Leonardo da Vinci. How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci features a plethora of sketches, paintings, and quotes, and a detailed reference list for every chapter. It's not just a dry text, but fully interactive with self-quizzes and all kinds of activities, including step-by-step instructions for learning to sketch. Like Leonardo, Gelb looks at just about everything, from the world's best paintings to the Da Vinci diet to raising kids using Da Vincian principles. Author's perspective. Michael J. Gelb is an American author, management consultant, and executive coach. As a pioneer in creative thinking, executive coaching, and innovative leadership, His clients include some of the world's leading organizations and companies, such as KPMG, Microsoft, and Nike. He has written 17 books, which have been translated into 25 languages. He believes that we all need Da Vincian thinking today to triumph over the challenges that the world faces. We hope you enjoyed the insights on Michael J. Gelb's How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci. Purchase the book to learn more.